Hi, this is Janis Commentz with my podcast, Encouragement Only. Today, I am recording the auditory version to my latest Substack newsletter, Celebrate Friendships and Gratitude, which was published yesterday on Valentine's Day. Since it is still the Valentine's Day weekend, I don't think it's too late to say Happy Valentine's Day. A day celebrated with symbols of love and friendship. When I was teaching high school, we always made Valentine cards, and I encouraged students to make one for an aunt, a little old lady who lived next door, anybody who had shown them kindness. I knew Valentine's Day could be a dreaded day if we don't find ourselves in that special relationship. On my Substack newsletter, I've got a few photos from my high school teaching days and a Valentine that my mother made when she was a teenager in the 1930s. So I do encourage you to take a peek. February has been a whirlwind month here, and I think many of us are finding each day a bit challenging just to put one foot in front of the other. I was blessed this month to show art with some of my best friends, the Women of Art Dialogue. On the last weekend of our exhibit, we had a well-attended panel discussion. What fun. And we all learned a bit more about each other and our creativity. At home this month, our adult children visited and we celebrated a very late Christmas. A lovely time. However, now it is nice to have some quiet time. So with these thoughts in mind, I acknowledge that many of us are feeling a bit shocked and anxious recently. I firmly believe February is a time to nurture yourself and take care, a time to be quiet and to wind down. And this February, it seems even more important. Journaling is extremely important for me to order my thoughts. I've asked myself, if fretting helps, well, of course not. Better use my time to ask how I can be of help to the world and others. None of us can do it all. I believe God gave each one of us desires of our hearts and skills. We need to prioritize and select what we can do and ask ourselves, what am I created to do? This week, I know that I can share and encourage others. I can select perhaps 2 or 3 things to champion. I can connect with those who share my views and goals and work together. This week, I pondered and researched how people in the past have survived dire circumstances. How do people cope through perilous times? As I began taking notes on coping skills, while I watched something comforting, like my favorite Netflix series called The Midwife, I took notes and I grew more comforted. I was reminded that Corrie ten Boom, who was imprisoned in a concentration camp for her efforts to harbor hundreds of Jewish people from the Nazis during World War II, once she was in a prisoner of war camp, she actually thanked God for the fleas because they allowed the prisoners to meet without guards. I hope that it doesn't come to that for us. So for those who survived dire circumstances, what skills did they develop? A common strand is to develop strong bonds with other humans. They learned to adapt to their environment by staying as healthy as they could and as clean as they could. They developed a sense of humor. They minimize risks. Not an easy task. And those who survived were blessed. So today, some coping strategies that I encourage include forms of art, like journaling and making art. Good health habits like exercising, eating healthy food, and prioritizing sleep if possible. Nurture friendships. Enjoy your pets. If possible, create regular routines and rituals. Reconnect with those you love. Some say that coping is a process. It's okay to be overwhelmed and scared at times. Normalize these feelings, recognize them, and give yourself time to grieve if necessary. Strengthen support systems and find time for self-care. Find meaning and purpose. Focus on what you can control. Look for ways to make a difference. I understand that life can become a blur, just getting through each day, often with the added responsibility of taking care of other people. Your nurturing rituals may be very short, and self-care can be very brief, but I urge you to make time for it. It can help. With that in mind, yes, happy Valentine's Day. And remember, it is also a day to celebrate friendship and gratitude. I would love to hear your thoughts on how to encourage each other and cope with trials. What creative activities are you pursuing? Please make a comment. I will answer. Inspired by all of you, my friends. Janis Commentz.